Soundstripe is a royalty-free music licensing service that looks quite familiar. More and more of these websites keep popping up, and so the competition keeps getting steeper. So the question is, what has Soundstripe done to set itself apart and make it the best option for you? I'm gonna rate it on a scale of 1 to 10 in 4 different categories: music, sound effects, user experience, and value. Speaking of value, I actually told Soundstripe that I would be making this review, and they came back to me with a 10% off code to give you guys if you decide Soundstripe is the best choice for you. I'll leave that in the description below, but this video is not sponsored at all. The site isn't perfect, and I'm not going to try to sell you on it. Still, 10% off is 10% off, so it's in the description if you want to go take advantage of it. Currently, Soundstripe has something over 9,000 songs in their library, which honestly comes in pretty dang low compared to their competition. Epidemic Sound has over 40,000 songs, and Artlist has somewhere between 25,000 and 30,000. Is quantity everything? No, but it is an important consideration, especially if you're going to be creating a ton of YouTube videos and you want to keep the music fresh. As always, I leave the judgment of quality of the music up to you because everybody has their own taste in music. In my opinion, a lot of the music on Soundstripe is right on par with Epidemic Sound or Artlist, but some of their selections for cinematic music and rock music, just not my speed. I just don't really like them. The music UI is quite well designed, with featured playlists right at the top and popular categories below to get you started on your music search. There's a bunch of filter criteria on the left side that you can use to narrow your search, but the drop-down menu structure keeps it from feeling overwhelming. If filter searching is not your thing, that's cool. You can use Soundstripe's AI enhanced search tool to ask for results in a more natural way, or browse one of their many playlists, 273 to be exact. Now, if you've seen any of my other royalty-free music licensing service reviews, you know that I am a massive fan of playlists, so this is sort of heaven for me. 273 is insane. Luckily, the search bar works with the playlists too, so you don't have to weed through all 273 just to find what you're looking for. You can search them as well. You can also create your own playlists, of course, and you can put music, sound effects, and footage all together in its own place using their projects tool if you have the Pro subscription. My favorite thing about Soundstripe is not only do they allow you to download stems of all of their songs, which is having the instruments or the melody or the bass all separated so that you can adjust them to your own liking in the edit, which is awesome. They have alternate versions of each song cut shorter that are perfect for shorter use cases. As an editor, it can be a huge pain to find a spot in a song that you can edit and cut it and then sort of reverb it out and make it sound natural for the song to end there when you're making a 30-second video and you have a 3-minute song. Well, this removes all of that headache for you because you'll get alternate versions that each one of them is 30 to 45 seconds long, and the artist has made them end naturally. This will save you a lot of time in edit, and it'll make your edits sound better. Overall, I absolutely love Soundstripe's user interface and all of the tools and features they have for finding the music, but the music itself unfortunately trails behind their competition in both quantity and quality, so I have to give them a 6 out of 10 here. Sound effects have a much better quantity score at over 76,000 tracks, plus they sound really good too. There aren't nearly as many filter options over on the left, as the best way to search for a sound effect is to go through the playlist page. Here you'll find dozens of pre-curated collections all split into different categories, each with a photo album cover indicative of their content. This is my favorite way to browse for sound effects, but if you're looking for something really specific, you can always put it into the search bar. Soundstripe has not overcomplicated this section at all, and I really appreciate that, so I have to give it a 10 out of 10 when it comes to sound effects, both for the quantity of the tracks being nice and high, as well as their super streamlined UI. The UI has a huge effect on the overall user experience when you're using Soundstripe, but when it comes to the technical stuff, how well do they perform? Copyright clearance is really easy. It's just like Artlist and Epidemic Sound. You go onto a sort of clear list or a content ID page, type in your YouTube channel, connect it, and then Soundstripe will take care of all of the rest. This is becoming the industry standard. It's pretty much the industry standard for every site nowadays, but it's nice to see that Soundstripe is keeping up with the times. Okay, this is this is a minor thing, but you can change the site from light mode to dark mode, and when I found that out, my mind blew, and it was in a very important moment because I'm a big dark theme guy. Soundstripe also has a mobile app, which is very responsive, and it's great for mobile creators or for editors that want to browse and select music while they're out doing something else. Any changes you make to your playlist or your account while you're on the app will automatically update the website and vice versa. You can also directly download songs from the mobile app onto your phone and use them to edit in iMovie or whatever if you're a mobile editor. Now, I haven't touched on it yet, but Soundstripe also has stock footage available if you pay an extra fee on your subscription. And the reason I haven't touched on it yet is because the footage is awful. In my opinion, if you want footage and sound effects and music, Artlist Max is the way to go. Because the stuff on Soundstripe, I appreciate what they're doing. It needs to be a lot better, because I can find stuff that looks like this for free on Pexels or Pixabay. I'm not gonna dock it any points for the footage though, because that's not really the whole point of the site, at least in my eyes. So crappy footage aside, I gotta give it a 10 out of 10 for the user experience. You really can't ask for more here. Finally, let's talk cash. Is Soundstripe worth the investment? The platform has two main subscription options. The creator plan is great for creators with only one YouTube channel and those who don't need to license any sort of client productions. It costs $10 per month. The pro plan, which costs $20 a month, is for people like me, creators who have more than one YouTube channel or do freelance and client productions on the side. This plan gives you the ability to directly clear individual videos just by posting a link to the video in the Content ID page, and it also unlocks the ability for you to download stems of the songs. Now, these prices are quoted as what it would cost per month if you buy 1 year in advance. You can pay month to month as well, but that actually ends up costing a lot more. This is very typical for this sort of service, but it's important to know that if you don't want to sign up for a whole year in advance, it's going to cost substantially more. The price points for these two subscriptions put Soundstripe directly in competition with Epidemic Sound and Artlist, except those two services actually have way more music than Soundstripe does. And considering that, I just don't see much justification at all for Soundstripe to cost as much as it does, except for maybe one super specific customer. Artlist doesn't have stems, and Epidemic Sound's commercial plan costs about $5 a month more than Soundstripe's commercial plan. So if you're an editor that needs stems and you also happen to really like Soundstripe's library and you don't want to pay as much for Epidemic Sound, you'd save about $60 a year going with Soundstripe, then Soundstripe is a good choice for you. Otherwise, I have to give it a 4 out of 10 in value. If you want to see what I think of their top competitors, you should check out this video over here, where you can see if maybe those are a better option for you.